Yes. Good evening once more, and welcome to this recap. My name is Thecla Mbunwe, and I am a community builder. I am a community lead in WirfonCloud. I am 2 times AWS certified, and I come from a non-tech background. Yeah, I attended the reInvent for the first time, and I had an amazing experience. So the reInvent was a really great, inspiring conference for me. I had the opportunity to learn directly from industry experts. It was an eye-opener as I saw lots of opportunities, and I realized I was not alone in this challenging but rewarding journey. I did a lot of network and realized one thing: everyone I spoke to was willing to help me in my cloud journey. This kept me motivated to continue learning. At the reInvent, there were 5 keynote speeches, and the one that caught my attention was the keynote from Dr. Swami Siva Subramanian, who is the Vice President of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning at AWS. And this is what I will be discussing about. So, Dr. Swami started his speech with a very powerful quote, which states, "I strongly believe data is the genesis for modern invention." Many organizations like AWS build their businesses on data. Data has been used to develop countless products and services to meet customer needs. Complex data problems in the world have been resolved with some innovations in storage, databases, analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. To ensure that we continuously produce solutions and new ideas, we need to build a dynamic strategy. We need to come up with a dynamic data strategy and have the right structures and technologies in place that will allow creativity to flourish. In his speech, Dr. Swami compared how data flows in a human brain to the way data flows in a modern organization. See, the human mind shows how we can harness the power of data to drive creativity. The brain acts as a central repository where all data is collected, processed, and stored. Even when we are asleep, data is automatically being processed in the human mind. To apply the science of creativity to modern day organization is not always perfect. But why so? This is because data is not centralized in a modern organization. In the real world, organizations receive data in different forms and formats and from different sources. We have structured data, we have unstructured data, and the tools to collect and process these data differ from one another. So unlike the brain, which acts as a centralized repository, organizations don't have this central repository to collect data and store data. This leading to inconsistencies and data silos across our organization. So it takes time and effort for this data to be cleaned, categorized, and stored in accessible locations. Data isn't automatically processed. When organizations collect data, this data is stored in different storage systems, databases, and data lakes. So we have to build automations into our data infrastructure to avoid manual replications and costly updates. Another thing is data doesn't naturally flow within the organization. We have to build complex pipelines to move data to the right places, users, and departments. We also need to set up mechanisms for the right individuals to access this data when and where they need it. So data isn't always easy to visualize or analyze. With the different types and sources of data stored in different storage systems, it makes it really difficult to identify critical trends that could spark new ideas. So we need to ensure that data is centralized, that our infrastructures are automated, and people have the right access in order for creativity to come alive. For this to happen, we need to put in place a strong end-to-end data strategy. To achieve a data strategy for modern organizations, AWS has identified 3 core elements. The first one is we need to build future-proof data foundation strategies supported by core data services. We also need solutions that weave connective tissues across the entire organization. We need the right tools and education to help democratize data. Let's take a look at the first point, to build future-proof data foundations. What does building a future-proof data foundation strategy mean? Dr. Swami clearly defined it as using the right services to build a foundation that will not require heavy architecting or incur technical debts as your organization's needs evolve and the volume and type of data changes. To ensure a future-proof data strategy, organizations should have these 4 key elements. 1, tools for every workload. 2, performance at scale. 3, removing heavy lifting. 4, reliability and scalability. Let's look at them one by one. The first one is tools for every workload. AWS believes that every customer should have access to the right variety of tools for all workloads based on data types, personas, and use cases, so that they will be able to adapt to changing needs and opportunities. When customers are backed by the right tools that enable them to perform at scale, they can analyze their data and innovate a lot faster with less manual efforts. The second is performance at scale. A future-proof data foundation strategy should be able to perform at scale across your databases and data lakes. Some good examples can be, in 2022, during the Amazon Prime Day, DynamoDB processed more than 100 million requests per second across trillions of API calls. Also, Amazon Aurora scales up to 128 terabytes per instance at 1/10 the cost of other enterprise databases. Another one is the S3 intelligent tiering, which automatically reduces ongoing maintenance by automatically placing infrequent access data into lower cost storage classes, thereby saving costs for users. These and many more are services that perform at scale. Let's move on to the third element, which is removing heavy lifting. A future data-proof foundation strategy should be able to remove all heavy lifting from your IT and data teams so that they can spend more time getting value out of the data rather than managing and preparing data. The fourth is reliability and scalability. Data is extremely, extremely powerful and critical for every organization. So we need to put the right safeguards to protect it. A future data-proof strategy should have the highest level of reliability and security to protect your data stores. AWS is known for building secured and reliable services. We have looked at building a future-proof data foundation. Now let's move to the second part, which is achieving a strong end-to-end strategy, which is weaving connective tissues across the entire organization. The ability to connect data is as instrumental as the foundation that supports this data. We need to create solutions that weave the connective tissues across our organizations, from automated data pathways to data governance tools, as well as across departments, teams, and individuals. One critical question I would like to ask is, how can we build connective tissues with our data stores? We can do so by using quality tools and quality data to fuel long-term growth. We need to leverage a governance system of cooperation. And thirdly, to create a strong pathway to our vital resources. Connecting data stores will drive ongoing innovation, and it is critical for the survival of organizations. AWS is known for building very secure and reliable services to help protect customer data. AWS customers use data lakes to connect their structured and unstructured data, leveraging services like S3, Lake Formation, and AWS Glue. Bringing all these data together, organizations can gather rich insights, identify patterns, and make predictions easily. But this can only happen if they have quality data. Because we need to use quality data and tools to fuel long-term growth. We also need to set up quality rules to monitor our data. AWS customers were concerned that building quality rules across data lakes and data pipelines was very time-consuming and prone to errors. It could take days and even weeks for data engineers to identify and implement these rules. So AWS customers asked for a simple an automated way to manage data quality. AWS listened to them. And at the reInvent, Dr. Swami announced the preview of AWS Glue data quality. This is a new feature of AWS Glue, which helps you to build confidence in the data-driven decisions you make every day. With this service, data engineers can generate automated rules for specific data sets in hours, increasing the freshness and accuracy of their data. Rules can also be applied to your data pipelines, so poor quality data does not make it into our data lakes in the first place. And even if your data quality deteriorates, AWS Glue data quality alerts you so you can take action. This is very cost effective to scale with pay-as-you-go billing. So far, we have covered quality tools and quality data to fuel long-term growth. Let's move on to leveraging a governance system of cooperation. Data governance is creating a system of governance to unleash innovation within your organization. But historically, governance was seen as a defensive measure which helped to lock data in silos. In reality, the right governance strategy should help us move and develop faster with well-defined guardrails that give the right people access to our data. For a true end-to-end governance, you will need to manage data across data stores. Every enterprise is made up of multiple teams that own and use data across a variety of data stores. To do their jobs, data analysts and data engineers have to pull this data together, which is usually very challenging as they don't have visibility on all data available. To resolve this, a service called the Amazon Data Zone was announced at the reInvent by the AWS CEO, Adam Selipsky. Amazon Data Zone, this is a data management service that helps to catalog, discover, analyze, share, and govern data across organizations. It brings together data tools and governance to provide an easy way to organize and discover data across the organization. It also provides a unified zone where everybody from data producers to data consumers can go to access, share, consume data in a governed manner. AWS is listening to its customers and continuously working to provide more efficient services. Another way we can build connective tissues with our data stores is creating a strong pathway to our vital resources. Connecting data stores is one valuable asset for our organization. As connectivity drives ongoing innovation, this is very, very critical for organizations to survive. Modern organizations rely extensively on data to make informed decisions about their customers, about their products, strategy, and to assess the health of the business. Data democratization is the process of making data accessible to data creators, data consumers, analysts, and many other people. But without effective data governance, there can be no data democratization. Innovations can happen when people understand and make sense of data. Having access to data with the right governance and tools can expedite the decision-making and uncover brilliant opportunities for an organization. Data can spur innovations to all levels. Dr. Swami announced many more new services at the reInvent. I will list a few of them. You have Amazon Athena for Apache Spark. With this, you can run interactive analytics in under a second to analyze petabytes of data. They also announced the Amazon Redshift Multi-AZ. This supports running your data warehouse in multiple AWS AZs simultaneously. This is intended for customers with business critical analytic applications that require the highest level of availability and resilience to AZ failures. They also announced the Amazon Redshift Autocopy for S3. The preview of Autocopy supports to simplify data loading from Amazon S3 into Amazon Redshift. And there were many more other services which were being launched at the reInvent. To conclude, it is obvious that AWS deeply understands that data is critical for the success of any business. As businesses increasingly rely on data technology, there is no doubt that data has become a key asset for driving innovation and making informed decisions. Knowing that one of AWS leadership principles is customer obsession, AWS continues to listen to the needs of its customer and innovate in ways that make it easy for customers to operate in the ever-changing technological world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady T. That was a good one. I think if you wouldn't mind, do you want to come off camera again so that for those who will be looking and don't know you? Yeah, let's see you. And then please, yeah, it's really great. And you're talking about data the way you do, and knowing that 2.5 years ago, you were like, when you mentioned DynamoDB, I smiled because that's one of your favorite services when you started off. So yeah, this is really great, and we're happy to hear you present. Do you want to tell us a little bit, just, yeah, from coming from the banking sector, being involved more in doing MCs on Saturdays and not doing the WirfonCloud? What's your feeling going to the reInvent and coming back?
Well, I would say that the reInvent was a turning point for me, because I joined, I did the cloud practitioner and I did the solutions architect. And there was a time I was almost, taking a step back, and I felt that the reInvent, having this scholarship to go to the reInvent was like a wake-up call for me that, oh, my reward has started coming, because if I had not done the cloud practitioner and the solutions architect, there is no way I would have been applying to be a community builder until getting this scholarship to go to Las Vegas. So it gave me a wake-up call, and going to Las Vegas and seeing people of who are at different levels in their cloud journey, it just gave me hope and motivated me. And I could see lots of potentials. That's why now I am even more determined to continue than before.
Great. No, we're very happy to have you. And again, for those who joined and maybe are new, Thecla Mbunwe is a community lead here at WirfonCloud, so help drive the community. And, so if you need something, you can always reach out to her. We are very happy to have you. And thanks again for all the work you and Yolanda, as well as Shu, did for WirfonCloud during the reinvent.